Welcome back, everyone. I'm going to show you my three favorite kicks: hook kick, side kick, and straight leg round kick. My straight leg round kick may look like a question mark kick to certain people, but it's my style, and I'm going to show you how I apply it and how I can put it into a combination. Let's get into it.
Ninja Carter, show me the way of a ninja.
So the first thing is I'm going to show you how I apply my hook kick to it. So my hook kick, what I like to do is, this is my favorite combination when it comes to hook kick. I can throw jab, cross, hook, and then hook kick. So it look like this. Like that, super clean, easy, right? So how I do it is, the reason why I throw a hook before my hook kick for me, because it's like when you're throwing a hook anyway, you're pivoting as you're doing it. So if I'm back here to where you can see it, as I'm throwing this hook, you see how my foot's already pivoting. But like, say if I was to throw a hook kick anyway by itself, I'm pivoting at the same time. So I kind of like how they both flow. So that's kind of like my style of doing it. And other people may do the same thing. But like I said, jab, cross, hook, hook kick. So like that, simple, clean. I love it, right? Now the next one, I like to throw straight leg round kicks. So me, I like straight leg kicks. And if you're doing Taekwondo or any type of martial arts karate, you should really practice straight leg kicks. So straight leg kicks meaning all your kicks come up like this. That's what that means. They're not coming up like this if it's a round kick, because that's like it's telegraphing. You know it's going to come either here for a round kick or it's going to be some type of hook kick or whatever. But if it's a straight leg kick, it can change into anything. It can change into a snap kick. It can change into a thrust kick. It can change into a side kick. It can change into a hook kick. So that's why I say practice straight leg kicks. So let's get into this one. So straight leg round kick. So basically what that looks like is, the reason why I say it looks like a question mark kick, because most question mark kicks, they come up like this and then they come back over, right? So it's basically like your hips kind of like going like this here. But with this one, with the straight leg round kick, I like to bring it up and bring it over like this. So basically, think of this kick like when I'm doing that straight leg kick, I want it to come right here on the collarbone or somewhere on the neck, right there. So I'm basically like, let's say if I'm aiming towards you, let's say you're the camera, I want that kick to come up exactly like this. And I want it to chop right on the side. I want to go here, like that. I want it to land literally on the collarbone or right there on the neck. I want to get that artery, especially if it's on the left side, because all the major arteries are on the left side. So, like I said, that's my favorite one. And how I would chain that is, right? So if you're just throwing it like this, that's too obvious. They'll be prepared. They'll be ready to move back, move over the side or whatever, adjust, whatever. So I like to try to hide it. So what I like to try to do is I like to play with them. I like to size them up a little bit. And then as soon as I can, I like to go here. I like to switch it up, boom. Then bring it down. So like say if I'm all the way back here, like I said, I'm just giving you an idea of how to do this. So I play with them a little bit if I can, right? And let's say they're closing in. They think that's coming, and then this, and then boom, right on the other side. Now, you can't throw that with a combination with hands, because I don't like to throw kicks unless I throw punches with it, because I just feel like yes, kicks have more power than punches. Yes, if you know how to throw them properly, you know how to chamber, you know how to snap it, whatever. Snapping it mean like you know how to snap at the right time, and you're not just going like that. You're turning your hip over. Kicks to me are more powerful, but it takes more time to get to the person versus a jab just right here. You know what I'm saying? So I like to throw my kicks with combinations. But just for this one, let's just say like the straight leg round kick. Like I said, I like to play with my opponent, and I would switch because I can lure them in with this right here. They think something like that's coming, but I'm not really bringing this one up for a kick. I'm really just bringing this one up for a step, and then I really want to catch him with that one. If you notice how I did that, right? I did a lunge with this, so I came up like this, and I did. You see how my foot slid across the floor so I can reach him, and I'm going to throw that kick. So I want to go from here, so I want to play with him. Boom. Right? I want to come straight into it. So I basically want to, like that, bring it straight down. So, like I said, play with that one. That's a fun one too, dangerous one too. And that kick doesn't always have to go here, you know, on the collarbone or the neck. Understand that even with flexibility, the higher you kick, the more vulnerable you are. The higher you kick, the less power you also have too. So me, theoretically, if I'm going to do any type of high kicks, what I'm really aiming for is the jaw. I mean, for the jaw or the temple if I can. But if they're taller than me, like say, like I'm 5'11". If someone's taller than me, like let's say 6'2", 6'3", I'm not going to try to kick somebody that's 6'2", 6'3", because I'm too vulnerable. My leg is way up here. I'm not trying to do that, right? So what I'm going to do is, like I said, you gotta adjust, you gotta adapt, and everything. Hear me out, people. Martial artists, new martial artists, experts, whatever. Everything will not work on everybody. So it's good to be versatile and learn and know different things. Okay. Taekwondo may not work on me. Like I've been doing Taekwondo for years. It's highly unlikely you're going to catch me with a kick unless you're just faster, younger, more flexible, whatever. But I doubt that. Yeah, I'm going to see it coming. Even how you pivot, turn your hips, whatever. I know where you're aiming, you know. But anyway, like I said, I like to throw my kicks with a kick combination. The next one of my favorite kicks, man, is like the side kick, but the lunging side kick. Like I showed you a lunge right there. The lunging side kick is my favorite because it's like, even if I'm doing spinning side kick, right, and I can't reach you, let's say you're the opponent and we're sparring. And let's say I turn my head to do a side kick, and let's say you move over, right? You move over there, and now it's like, I missed you. What I like about the lunging side kick, let's say if they slide back, right? Even if they slide back, the lunging side kick is to close the distance. So even if I'm turning over like this, you see how I use my foot to pull me at least like a few feet across the floor. So let's say even if I'm doing this one here, boom, right? Straight leg round kick. I can do a lunging side kick to close the gap. So like I said, that's one of my favorite kicks, man. And you always want to be able to mix it up. So like I said, for that one, I would do something like, I would play with them here. And then let's say if they move in, jab, cross, whatever, here, close the gap. That's what I would try to do. So like I said, I like to throw punches with my kicks. You'll never see me in a cage fight or a street fight just throwing a kick. They'll see it, bro. They'll see it. This isn't Mortal Kombat. This is real life. Okay, if you're really trying to defend yourself, or if it's maybe just for showmanship, you're just doing katas or whatever like that. That's cool too. But realistically, some of that stuff honestly isn't going to work, man. You got to be able to. Even if you throw kicks, you got to know how to throw punches, bro. And even if you can't throw punches, let's say if you're punching here, right? And somebody's closer than that. Let's say they're closer than your range. Let's say they're closer than that. You can still throw elbows. You know what I'm saying? You can still throw elbows, bro. Like that can still close the distance. That's why Muay Thai is like my second favorite. Like it's Taekwondo, boxing, Muay Thai, or Taekwondo, Muay Thai, then boxing. It's usually one of the three first, but you can still, you're here, you know? And then let's say with Muay Thai, let's say if they're close, you can knee, push them back, and then or thrust kick them back, and then you can get back to your Taekwondo. Like you can get back to throwing your kicks, whatever you want to do. You know, so the thing is, man, you want to be able to throw punches with your kicks. That's the best way to hide your combination, and that's the best way they can't grab your leg. It's very slick, especially if they think like, well, you can't reach me from here. Lunging kicks, man. So practice straight leg kicks, practice lunging kicks. I'm telling you, like you can do lunging thrust kick, you can do lunging knee. Like I said, lunging thrust kick. Like I said, you can do lunging round kick, lunging hook kick, lunging side kick, so on and so forth. Practice lunging kicks. That'll help you close the distance. And here's one thing my instructors taught me back in the day. He told me this. He was like, he said a fight back in the day, what he had was, it was a cage fight or whatever, or kickboxing. And he did a lunging kick, right? That's how he did it. But he did retreating lunging side kick. Okay. What I mean by that, retreating, if anybody knows, like if you know boxing, right? Boxing, retreating. Like you can throw a jab and retreat at the same time, right? What he did was a retreating lunging side kick. So basically what he did was he lured the guy in like this, kept playing with him, and then he basically like did one of these numbers. He kind of like turned his back and then exploded back like this. Retreating lunging side kick. Retreating, spinning, lunging side kick. That's what it was. And it actually worked because I did a retreating snap kick in my first cage fight and won. So that being said, man, just practice those kicks, bro. Put them in combination with punches. You can't go wrong. So good luck to you. Practice those kicks. Like I said, if you're a beginner, practice straight leg kicks, practice lunging kicks, and work on your flexibility and power. Good luck to you. You guys got it. See you next time.